How does one maintain healthy posture when you're studying like extremely long hours? I thought this was a subject that I wanted to kind of touch on because it's hard to maintain, especially when you're sitting inside for a long period of time, especially during the pandemic. No one can really walk around and mobilize your body enough, and it's hard. No one has any gyms either, so no one knows how to maintain a healthy posture, especially when you're sitting at your desk all the time or you have to study long hours. So for those people who are trying to study longer and longer hours, because that you're assuming that that's what you have to do to be successful in university. I thought I wanted to talk about that just a little bit. Like, I think that mobility is important to be understood. It's good to also strengthen your body too, but if you don't always have access to that, you don't always have access to a gym, or let's say you don't always have time to strengthen your body. It's harder for you to do it. You have to have at the minimum good mobility because think about it this way: if your body can't even move like what it's designed to do, then adding resistance and creating more difficulty for movement is asking a bit much because your body forgot how to move in the first place. There's an actual neuromuscular connection to movement. So, forgetting all the extra stuff, there's a lot of movement exercises you can do to really like help keep yourself better at maintaining good posture and help your body not get stuck to one position that it's contorted at. But a simple explanation of healthy posture, as you would call it, is when you're seated. Like I'm sitting in a stool right now, so I can just kind of show you. It's hard to do it perfectly if your chair kind of like contorts you to one position. Like my gaming chair is not the best for posture because it kind of does contort you to one position. But how you would normally sit is the first thing is you have to really relax your shoulders no matter what. You're not really using your shoulders. So if you see my shoulders are just completely depressed. I'm not even like perfect at it because I'm still like I just came off of studying like 10 hours yesterday. So it's hard to do it all the time, especially when you're sitting and you've studied so long. You have to spend some time dynamic stretching and moving your body to get yourself out of that position and undo it. Do it like literally every day. But generally, you want to aim at least when you have the energy to depress your shoulders and keep your chin tucked in. So you see how my chin is tucked right here? So you want to keep your chin tucked in, shoulders depressed, and you want to keep your core tight. Like what I mean is to keep your core straight, but it's hard to understand how to do that. It's easier to just say keep your core tight because that's basically it'll do the same thing. So chin tucked, shoulders depressed, core tight, right? And so that way you want to have your whole spine aligned with the neck all the way down through your back because there's no other way to keep your neck aligned while your chin is tucked and everything and your shoulders are down unless you keep your core straight. And by the way, I used to think core just meant like your abs, but that's wrong. I thought that years ago. What it really is your core is this whole area, your abdomen, also your lower back, everything that connects over here. So if you really want to strengthen that area, I'd recommend doing bridges. Bridges are really good. Planks, things like that. But anyways, so you want to stay relaxed. And this is why a number one thing is like, it's really not healthy to stress about grades. Like even though you may think it's important that okay, this exam is tomorrow or whatever, no. Even if it's the most important exam in the world, it doesn't matter. I always just go to sleep on time. Get your sleep and don't don't make something more bigger than what it really is because what it inevitably does is it makes you stress out. And when you stress or you're anxious, you have a tendency to tighten up. These shoulders tighten up and it will ruin your posture without you realizing. So again, see how my shoulders are depressed, chin is tucked, and my core is straight. And I'm just keeping this right here at my side. If I'm at the desk, I can just go right here and I can use it, but it's ideal to have some kind of support when you're using it for a longer period. But yeah, as long as you can keep this straight. It's hard, like don't blame yourself if you can't passively do it for hours because nobody can, even I can't. When you think about posture and health and fitness and everything, one thing that will help is to remove this idea of perfection. You can never be perfect. Your body can't be perfect. You can keep trying. You can actively try to be better within your own vicinity. Like I just recovered from a surgery. I've been working on my posture for like the past month or so, and now I can sit up a bit like a lot straighter. But it's been a while, right? Like I used to be my neck was so forward, like literally the first week of after my surgery. I had to undo all of it. So don't worry about perfect. Work within your limitations, right? Same goes for studying. Don't worry if your exam is tomorrow. Work within your limitations. And this is actually going off of, there's a rule in, there's a book, I'll link it below, and you may have heard of it. It's called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Amazing book. I think everyone should read it. But Stephen Covey, in his third rule, talks about win-win. You want to think win-win for everything. If you're thinking about why should I not stress, why is it not good, why is it not helpful, it's because you want to be thinking win-win for every situation in life. Period. Because the stress does not really contribute to whatever is going to happen. There's two outcomes. One, either you're going to get what you want, and that's great. But if you stress out, it may take away your ability to get that thing that you want. Two, you don't get what you want. That's going to happen regardless of whether you stress. But the stress does have a physiological impact. It does have an impact on your muscle, your mind, your awareness, your other productivity, your other activities. Don't let it take control of you, right? So you want to think win-win for everything. Let's say I have an exam tomorrow. I'm not even prepared. I haven't done anything. I've just been procrastinating. It's okay. Go to sleep on time. Get your 9 hours. You only have so many days in your life that you can get 9 hours of sleep. Your body actually tracks this. Take care of your health. Don't stress and think win-win. Think, okay, you know what? I care so much that I'm not ready for this exam that now I'm going to go to sleep on time. I'm going to wake up in the morning early, and tomorrow I'm going to change my habits. I'm going to remove whatever it was that made me procrastinate like this from my life, and we'll make sure it never happens again. That's your win-win attitude, right? Everything is a good outcome. Let's say my posture has been messed up for a long time. I haven't exercised in so long. Gyms have been shut down because of the pandemic, right? You're not exactly where you were or where you want to be yet. You've been trying out a new diet, and you keep falling behind. You keep cheating. Think win-win. You fell back. Okay, it's over. Think now, what good can I get out of this? What's a good outcome I can get? What's the other positive? There's got to be positive to everything, to every side. So try to think that way as you're studying. You're sitting here, right? I've studied for 3, 4, 5 hours. Maybe you study for just 1 hour. Maybe you only study for 10 minutes. You're working within your limitations, right? And whatever you did, if you could not complete what you wanted to complete, or you could not get what you wanted to get, you're thinking win-win. That it doesn't matter. What matters is, whatever happens, it's a win-win for me. I just put in what I need to put in, and I feel comfortable and I'm healthy. And that way you will not stress out, or you won't tense your shoulders, and you can take breaks and actually focus on exercising and working on your body, because this thing is just as important as your studies. So I just thought that's something I wanted to talk about. I hope you find that helpful.